Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to episode 455 of Film Bastards. My name is Ian Loring, and as always, I am joined by
Becky Foster. Hello, everyone.
I'm Matt Foster. Hello, everybody.
hello, one and all. And we take you back, like we did a couple weeks back, to the dark days of 2000, where we'll be doing a main review of a streaming film that Ian probably wouldn't have watched if it wasn't for the fact that there was nothing else to main review this week. But what did we think of the Hulu/Disney Plus original Not Okay, starring Zoe Deutsch? Listen to find out. We'll also have some what we've been watching, some trailer talk, and a pretty big old goblet of news. But patreon.com/Film Bastards, we just recorded the latest episode of Film Bastards Get Effed, or as Mark keeps on calling it, Film Bastards Get an F. Did that last week, and I it's fine. I think we just go with alternate titles. So Get F, Get an F, whatever you want. Where we just talked for nearly half an hour about Darren Aronofsky's Mother and also Daniel Craig's Liverpool box. So $2 a month helps support the show. Lots of extra content. I haven't done a Let's Get Physical this week or a Bastards box office report. I did say on the last Bastards box office report that considering the fact that the only new entry this week would have been DC League of Super Pets, thought it was probably good to take a week off, and I just haven't had time to do a Let's Get Physical. But what do you want of me? I am just one man. I'm just one man, damn it. Also,
can I point something out? Not to literally be Homer Simpson when Lenny calls him slur, but if you just tell me I wasn't right.
Well, like 10 minutes ago. Yes.
Thanks for that.
You are welcome. I was wondering why there was no reaction whatsoever.
It's that long a process.
It just hit him in the solar plexus. He'd never heard such an insult, and he had to fucking process it. He just couldn't comprehend.
Oh, it's just like mother's fucking milk now, that.
Yeah. Yeah. You hear it often, don't you, babe?
Yeah, the pH level's just 7 on that. Just flows through.
I've never. Oh man, that's a great turn of phrase. Sorry, that's really got me. That's good. So also we are a pod syndicate podcast, so please do check out other like-minded shows, including the recently returned His Film Her Movie, the Iron sequel, which is plugging along pretty regularly at the moment. It's good stuff. James had me on for Triple X Return of Xander Cage, You Coward. Chinstroker vs. Punter, Entertainment Landfill. The Rewatch Project. Shit, that was the other one, and I remembered it. Fuck. We are podsyndicate.com. I think I said that earlier on. We're not anymore, but we are a Pod Syndicate podcast. Anyway.
Yes.
That was a bit chaotic. Apologies. So.
That was like a Mark opening.
I don't think it was quite.
Maybe not quite.
No. You did insult several people.
There was one that I did a few hostings back that felt more like a Mark one. I thought it was approaching.
Is that when I had the Rona?
Maybe. I don't know. I felt like it was. No, it wasn't. It was before that because you reacted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway. So, news. There's kind of one big story at the moment. So this will be old news before this comes out, but hopefully we got some sort of interesting perspective. So overnight, as we record last night, it was announced that Batgirl and also the next Scoob film, which cost $40 million in itself apparently, are both not being released on any platform, not theatrical, not HBO Max, not to any other streamer, not being sold anywhere, just will not be released.
Quite literally shit canned.
Yeah. There is an awful lot of scuttlebutt about this, but what appears to be the case is that purely they ran the numbers and it was it had come a time where they essentially, if they were going to write these things off, they had until mid-August, and they decided to write them off rather than incur further losses by doing any further work on them. Wild.
Yeah.
Batgirl.
It's
cost about $90 million.
well.
Sorry, yeah.
Warner has just become under new management as well. This is a new management decision.
And this is what has kind of fucked this whole thing. So for some background, the previous management, when they were owned by AT&T, were it was run by a guy called Jason Kilar, who in late 2020 announced what was deemed within Warner Brothers as Project Popcorn, where all their 2021 theatrical films would be released day and date on HBO Max, and it actually started with Wonder Woman 1984, Christmas Day 2020. And at that time, it was hugely controversial. Nobody really knew what was going to happen with COVID, but I mean, I remember the day that news came out, I went to see Netflix's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom at the Everyman in Cardiff, and unwittingly had COVID at the time, which was a hell of a combination of things. But, you know, films were kinda, sorta being released. I watched Wonder Woman 1984 on a big screen. Literally.
We all did.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And literally that day, as my boy Paul and I were on the train back from Bristol, because no cinema in Wales was allowed to show it, there was speculation about another lockdown coming, and it was announced that night. So shit was just all over the place at that point, and people were thinking, wow, Warner's saying the whole of 2021, they'd insisted they ran the numbers and it would be good. And at that time, and forgive me, I'm monologuing, but it's detail. At that time, HBO, they were obsessed with getting the subscriber numbers back up. During the pandemic, it was all about how many subscribers did Netflix have, how many did Disney Plus have, blah, 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 blah. Then 2021 comes along, and some films for Warner's do okay in the cinema, as well as being on HBO Max. So Godzilla vs. Kong opened to just under $50 million in the US, which at the time was a pretty great opening. Mortal Kombat opened to about $25 million. That's a really good opening for an R-rated video game movie. But then Dune comes out, and then people are saying that could have made a lot more if they'd actually not day and dated it, and then the tide started to turn.
The thing with Dune as well was they staggered its release. So by the time it came out in, let's say, the UK and in the US, you'd been able to watch it for months.
Yeah, exactly. So then the tide really turns when Spider-Man No Way Home comes out. Makes an absolute shitload, and then the odd film here and there performs well, surprisingly well at the box office. So Scream comes out in January when COVID, there was talk in the UK about shit as cinemas are going to close again, and it does really well. Jackass Forever does really well. Quiet Place Part 2. Sorry, that was before that. Ignore me. What am I thinking of? No, The Lost City. Sorry, I knew it was a Paramount film. And these films start coming out, they start making money, and then Top Gun Maverick hits, and it hits big. And at this point now, studios are basically going, right, the cinema is the gold standard, and it makes our shit that then turns up on our streaming services look even better because it's got the prestige of cinema. Now, Batgirl and other films greenlit at the time, it was, we are making these smaller budgeted DC films, which will premiere directly on HBO Max, won't have the scope, won't have the scale, but content. So now you've got this situation where people weren't particularly happy about the fact that it was designed for HBO Max, but now people are even more unhappy that it's just actually, fuck it, we're not even going to release it because this film is not at the scale that we want our DC films to be, which is like the official word coming out of Warner, and it is just completely antithetical from where they were 2 years ago. But I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not happy that they've decided to shitcan Batgirl, but I am happy about the overall thing of we want our films to be films.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, with this, there's a few things, and I'm going to play theory and devil's advocate at the same time, right? So I guarantee you that on Monday, 60-70% of the people that are currently outraged, and I'm not saying us, but 67% of the people that are currently outraged that Batgirl isn't going to come out in cinemas forgot that Batgirl was even a thing that was getting made. I would also say that a good 50-60% of those wouldn't have fucking gone to see it anyway. Even if it had come out in cinemas. It's weird that they're completely shit-canned it.
Yeah.
But then again, there are, and again, this is always rumours, that what they had tested so badly that it was just going to cost even more. And 90 million was already apparently like 50% over budget.
Because of COVID,
Yeah,
like stuff,
COVID,
massively,
and bits like that. It's weird that they've decided to shit it, but maybe it's just they've gone, do you know what? We don't have the energy. But the other bit there is that, is there a world, again, this is a pure, I'm not saying I have a theory or anything like that, but there's a possibility that what I'll say might make sense.
Go on.
Occasionally.
It does happen sometimes.
So The Flash should have happened by now, shouldn't it? It should have been out by now. Now, Batgirl was always going to happen after The Flash. The Flash, no one knows really what's going to happen. It's still slated as there.
Yeah.
But no one really knows what the fuck's going to happen with it at the moment. Right? But Batgirl was supposed to come after it. So is there a possibility that The Flash either was cameoed in that or was more referenced in that? And they've gone, fuck, we can't retool this enough. Like we're going to have to try and do with The Flash for this to make any fucking sense now. They're already throwing, Affleck has already come out and said that he's going to be in Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
As Batman.
And apparently
flashbacks or not, I don't know.
Replacing Michael Keaton, who was apparently going to be in Aquaman 2. Yeah.
Yeah, and Michael Keaton was playing Batman in Batgirl. So is it a whole victim of retooling?
Could be.
And,
sorry. Sorry, go on.
But, so there could be an element of that's there.
I just wanted to say Michael Keaton coming out in an interview this week when he was asked about whether he'd seen any of these latest comic book movies, and he was like, no, I've got other shit to do, is an incredible fucking line. I like my comic book movies, but I love how little Michael Keaton actually gives a shit. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he does crop up in a lot of them, though.
Yeah, I know, but hey, take the paycheck, Michael Keaton. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
Why not?
I am absolutely fine with Michael Keaton taking that paycheck. For the comic book movies, as long as he doesn't fucking do the Ethan Hawke thing. I like Ethan Hawke, but that is the fucking, those little like things that just irritates your brain.
What's that?
When Ethan Hawke said that he did Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Is it called Moon Knight?
Moon Knight.
Fucking yes, rock that. Moon Knight to put food on the table. Like, fuck off.
Dude's fucking voicing the Batmobile in a fucking kids Batman show. Ethan Hawke is voicing the Batmobile. Yeah, Ethan Hawke needs to fucking check himself a little bit.
I have no problem with Ethan Hawke saying, look, I took it for the paycheck. That is fine. Saying you took it to put food on the table feels fucking tone deaf at the moment.
Yeah, it does.
For a guy who is, usually pretty on the point with stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was my little Ethan Hawke thing there. But yeah, I don't know. It does seem. Is there an element of a new guy fucking coming in and fucking slamming his dick on the table and writing "Batgirl's cancelled" on it?
On his dick?
Yeah. Would you put that past somebody from these kind of things?
No, true.
Yeah. It's bonkers. But there is also, the fact is that there is an element of they are using it as a tax write-off. So there's a possibility that literally shit canning these movies is going to be better financially for them than actually bothering doing anything else with them.
And hey, I mean, I've said before, how the fuck do Netflix make money? And it kind of feels like one of those examples where they've actually gone, do you know what? Yeah, shit, we spent too much on this, and we'll actually hemorrhage less as a result of this film and the Scoob film if we don't put them out. And it's awful for the filmmakers, one of whom, the co-director of Batgirl, found out on his fucking wedding day that this was happening.
I heard that.
Like,
have you heard the another rumour? Because Warner have their big, what is it? Their big expose in a couple of weeks, don't they?
I mean, there's some sort of investor call tomorrow, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, there's an investor call tomorrow, but in a couple of weeks, I think they're doing their announcements on, what upcoming projects and bits like that they have. They're all doing this now, aren't they? And there was a rumour doing the rounds, and again, this is purely something I read, so I'm not saying it comes from anywhere false or true, that HBO Max hasn't quite landed like they wanted it to. And it's not getting anywhere near the amount of subscribers that they hoped that it would get, or that they projected it would get. So that they might rebrand this into essentially take HBO Max and push that in with Discovery and have it as Warner Brothers Discovery, and HBO becomes a part of Warner Brothers Discovery. And that becomes the new streaming service that is there to to better match things like Netflix and Disney Plus and bits like that.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, this rumor that came out today from this entertainment journalist, Grace Randolph, I think her name is. She was if you got this from the same source, she was saying that essentially HBO would become its own thing again. So you would, like you say, you wouldn't have HBO Max, but almost like HBO would be separate from this Warner Brothers Discovery service. And it's interesting because also it's been revealed that a few HBO Max films have been removed from that service, despite the fact they were HBO Max originals.
There's been a few American Pickle got removed, didn't it?
Yep. The Witches, Locked Down, and a few others.
There was a few others, yeah. And there was a couple. There was a biggie as well, wasn't there? A proper biggie. What the fuck was it?
But it just.
I saw the same article, yeah.
Yeah, and it just generally seems like they've gone, fuck it, we don't want to be associated with this HBO Max thing. That was the regime of last year. I mean, this is a company that had CNN Plus launch, which was a subscription service CNN thing for original programming. Had a series by a media professor guy I really like, Scott Galloway. He did a series for CNN Plus. It was in existence for 2 weeks, and then the merger completed, and Discovery said, actually, no, and shut it down. They had to write off $300 million. And this apparently, whatever, these folks in charge of Warner Brothers Discovery now just want to burn that shit to the ground. And it is fucking fascinating. And they apparently they removed these HBO Max originals because it was harming the profit line. And it's but you already invested that money that they've been made, unless you're worried about, I don't know, your fucking bandwidth. then how is that actually hurting you?
I mean, there could be something as ridiculous um, as literally they're having to fucking pay themselves to screen these movies. And then obviously when you pay for anything, you are paying a portion of fucking tax, and that fucking screws things over.
Or
these things do happen.
Yeah, like this one area is reporting a loss, and they're like, well, how can we stem that? It's like, okay, we'll stop like allowing this other area of the company to stream this, so we're not paying them, so that these losses stop, or some fucking crazy shit like that. And like, obviously film Twitter's been going fucking nuts about this, and you know, the thing that I would be worried about for the filmmakers is just like the potential stain that this puts on them. Like, it is a rough fucking look, and Warner Brothers have come out and said, like, we want to work with all of these people again, but it's almost just like the fucking Scarlet Letter. Like, these guys who directed the first 2 episodes of Miss Marvel, which were the best 2 episodes of Miss Marvel, and directed Bad Boys for Life. They are
the highest grossing movie of 2021.
Exactly, 2020. Yeah.
2020.
And now they're forever gonna be the directors of that Batgirl film that got shit canned.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and
they're going to get asked that question in every, no matter what, until that movie sees the light of day. You know.
Yeah.
But then again, there might have been a fucking case of, do you know what? We've paid you for it. We'll give you an extra X amount. It's cheaper than fucking doing reshoots, any marketing or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, all of these folks got paid up front because it was always destined for HBO Max. So they got theirs, and there's probably not a stipulation that, like, hey, in their contract saying, well, hey, this film actually needs to be released.
Yeah, but I think, like you say, though, there's the element of, you know, no matter what, they've put an amount of, you know, work into that, and then just to see it get shelved must be frustrating. Unless they've gone, do you know what? This just fucking ran away, not from us, but from the studio, and we were left to try and go, well, we've got this and we've got this. Because let's face it, the DCU thing has been an absolute clusterfuck over the past few years.
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't seem to know what they're doing. But I mean, it's, you know, I work for a company where there are leadership changes quite a lot because the CEO has said quite publicly that they like shifting people around and giving them new experiences and new challenges and things like that. With that comes new visions, and those new visions often don't vibe with the visions that came before. And I'm not going to say that the company I work for don't know where they're going, but I genuinely find it difficult to keep up with who is responsible for what at the moment. And you know, and that's the thing. I've never publicly said who my employer is, and I'm not planning on doing that now, obviously. But it's like, when it comes to this kind of thing, then it's like, okay, you get new leadership, but they want to do shit completely differently, and they're looking at this not from an artistic view in the fucking slightest. They're looking at it from a pure financial bottom line. But there is just a part of me, and I love sucking some corporate dick, that just says to me, what is the best thing for driving shareholder value in this situation? They've obviously done the numbers, and they think that shit canning the Scoob film and Batgirl is the thing. And those people answer to their shareholders. They don't answer to film Twitter. And it sucks that, you know, those people are the ones who are responsible for these decisions in the end of the day. But hey, do you know what? If you don't have those people, you don't have a company. The shit's not even like gonna ever see the light of day in any capacity anyway. So, but it just, I absolutely, they seem chaotic as fuck, and it is just like my work. Can you just chill out for a bit? Can we just let things lie? And that it's. I see. Obviously, I see it from both angles. Want Batgirl to come out, but also at the same point, I'm not a shareholder of Warner Brothers Discovery, but I'm a shareholder of other fucking companies. And if there was something where I was like, all right, well, it's going to potentially cause my fucking value to drop, then yeah, I'd probably be fucking wondering why they're making those kinds of decisions as well. Like, it's this Jeff Zaslav is the name of the guy who's running it now. And there was a report that came out that he was told about Cry Macho and how they knew that film was not going to make money, but they did it because they were friends of Clint Eastwood. And he quoted a famous thing I can't remember now, where he said, "Yeah, but we're in show business, not show friends." And it's fucking hell, Kiki. Sorry, she very much disagrees with that logic. Sorry. And it just there is that to it as well. So I don't know. It's kind of like the people who are whining on film Twitter about it. I am just a bit like, look, I sympathise, but also it's fucking business. It's business. And if this then means that filmmakers don't want to work for Warner Brothers in the future, the fair play, they fuck themselves over. But I tell you what, if Warner Brothers fucking show their fucking panties with dollar bills in, most filmmakers will fucking work for them.
The thing is, because we had a prominent filmmaker leave Warner Brothers, didn't we?
You are.
Not too long ago, like last year. And it just seems like there's an awful lot of things start to make sense. Warner are like this. Warner literally like setting fire at themselves every 20 years. They get overexcited and they just go, ah! And everything just kind of gets a little bit. They do it. They've got form for it. They've had form for it for literally close to a fucking 100 years. In various tangents where they literally just. The thing is, there's a thing where I can't remember who it was. It was a Wall Street Journal writer just after the 2009 crash. Basically said that the problem is that everybody thinks that everybody who works for in a big office, I don't know, it is a big CEO or is in a big high power position in a company, is really smart, and they've got there because they're really smart. And a lot of them did. But then there's some that just fucking sneak through. That are just fucking dumb. Or just get carried away and end up fucking things up. So occasionally, things just get fucked up. And the problem is, you'll hear these large sums of money, but they're meaningless to some of these companies.
Yeah.
So, take fucking, and I use HSBC as an example. HSBC were fined $2 billion. And they barely even blinked.
No.
But $2 billion was like, that's insane. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's too small for a company like HSBC to care, and too big for like normal people to like even fathom the size of it.
I just sent you guys a WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So I now have a financial interest in the history of Warner Brothers Discovery, or the future, I should say. And so as a shareholder of Warner Brothers Discovery, I will say that as a shareholder, I approve of the decision to shit can Batgirl.
I I am very much in the camp of I'd forgotten Batgirl was a thing, and I haven't watched any of like the connecting like TV bits that were connected to it, so I probably wouldn't have understood what was going on anyway.
No.
It's just, I just don't really care. It sounds really bad, but it's just, yeah.
It's
the thing is, if they turned around tomorrow and went, "Oh, we're also shit canning the Flash," I'd be like, "Oh no, I don't care." just release Aquaman and then give up on the rest of it.
Here's a
question. I'm not even bothered about Aquaman 2.
Here's a question, right? With the Flash, if they didn't have such an easy out with recasting Ezra Miller because of this whole kind of like multiversey kind of things, this Flashpoint stuff, do you think they'd still actually be persisting with the Flash?
No, they're desperately trying. They're basically holding it in place whilst in the background trying to work out how they can essentially extricate Ezra Miller for it. At the same time, hoping that something else might happen so they don't need to. Like, if let's say if whoever at Warner is in charge of what is going on with the Flash right now, so not even like the top of Warner, just whoever's in charge of what is going on with the Flash right now, if somebody turned around to him and went, ex-despots are fucking Putin or Kim Jong, what is it? Have just set off a nuclear fucking warhead. The world's about to end. I think the first thought that would go through his brain would be, I want to see my family. I think he'd go, oh, thank fuck, I don't have to deal with the Flash anymore.
The thing is, right? I'm looking at Warner Bros. Discovery, their share price today. They've gone up nearly 5% since open of trading. And it's like the market seems to have reacted perfectly fine to this news. In the last week, they've gone up 10%. And, obviously there are other factors in play, but I don't know. Like, the thing is, now that I've got some shares in Warner Brothers Discovery, and believe me, they're not a lot, but I've got some shares. I can listen in on fucking shareholder calls, and I can try and ask questions, and I can vote in shit. And it's almost like, I don't know, there's a part of me that's like, hey, you know what? If you want to fucking have a say, why don't you put some money in these fucking companies? And then when votes on whether this leader should get the compensation package that they want and all that kind of shit is happening, you can have your say. Do you know what? A share of Warner Brothers Discovery right now is trading for $16.76. Doesn't cost a lot. And I'm not saying everybody's got free money, but I don't know, if you want to actually like have any kind of a say with this kind of stuff, put a little bit of money in and then you get invited to this kind of stuff. It's like I've got a couple of shares of Apple and I was able to fucking vote on whether a report should be conducted into the what Apple are doing to further the cause of civil rights in the US. It was a proposal that Apple recommended, was voted against, and enough people voted for that it was pushed through, and now they're being forced to work on this and really like say what they are actually doing for civil liberties. Sorry. And it's things like that. If people are fucking complaining about this shit, do you know what? It doesn't actually cost that much to invest in a lot of these fucking companies, and you don't need to be like a fucking majority shareholder or anything like that to be involved in these things that have even the slightest bit of change where you can actually have a voice. Because believe me, moaning about it on film Twitter is going to do fuck all. But do you know, being involved at that level might have at least some of a say. They're actually going to see that result.
More about on Twitter is the share price doesn't get affected by that in any way. Warner having a decent fucking year because of the Batman.
Yeah, I mean,
Elvis. And they've got Don't Worry Darling, Black Adam and Shazam coming up.
But I mean, it's mad. I mean, like, even though, to be fair, I mean, I'm looking at a year ago, and they were trading at about $26 a share, and currently they're 16. So, you know, they've gone down from a year ago, and obviously there are other factors as well. But in the last 3 months, they've lost 13%, but in the last month, they've gained 17%. So, like, shit is going down, and they want to balance their books, and this is a way that they're doing that. And it just, you know, I suppose the question is, should the previous regime have greenlit it in the first place? Maybe that's a little bit controversial, but $90 million on a film that they are never planning on releasing theatrically kind of feels like a stupid fucking idea in the first place.
Mm. Yeah. It was never going to work.
There you go. If people want to cancel me, cancel me.
A Batgirl film is a hard sell. Whether it should be or should be not, it is different. It's a hard sell in the cinema.
I was looking forward to it, but it was never. There was never any world in which, unless it's theatrically released, it makes money.
That film fucking was cursed to start off with. I didn't realise it was Joss Whedon who was supposed to be doing it in 2017.
Yeah, originally, yeah.
Fucking hell. Yeah, burn it. Burn it to the ground.
Look, and I feel sorry for all the people involved, but like I say, probably shouldn't have been greenlit in the first place. And not because it's a girl, because it was going to be released straight to HBO Max, to be super fucking clear about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And breathe. $16 a share for Warner Brothers Discovery. Put your money where your mouth is. Cancel me, damn it. Right. Bex, are you going to invest in Warner Brothers Discovery?
Probably not, no.
No, okay. I'll tell you what you are going to do, though.
Go on.
You're going to talk about some motherfudging trailers, because we're only there. Trailers.
I mean, it's not quite the fucking the lid. I think I've only watched 2. Yeah, I've only watched 2.
What were you guys' thoughts on the Oppenheimer trailer?
3 then. Yes, we watched the Oppenheimer one, didn't we?
Yes.
I mean, it's not giving a lot away.
There's not much to it, but what there is, I like.
Yeah, I'm very much like that. I'm very much in the case of, yeah, fuck it. I didn't really need to see a trailer. You've already got me.
Yeah. You had me at Chris Nolan.
Yeah. I will happily see that big on a fucking IMAX. And, you know, fucking just fucking adore it.
Yeah. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
So you're right.
I'm one of those where if people ever say, oh yeah, but you're just you're a Nolan fanboy, I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with that.
He makes good films.
So what you're saying is I enjoy something. Oh my god, what a piece of shit.
You are terrible.
I enjoy something that is made to be enjoyed.
It's a wanker.
And
Oh dear. What else?
The Samaritan trailer's arrived.
Didn't we talk about that last week?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Did
that.
we?
Yeah.
Well then, there we go. I'm going to talk about it again. It's very good. Did we talk about Blonde last week?
No.
Right. Can we talk about Blonde?
Go on.
Could anyone else really hear Anna de Armas's accent in it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, for someone that's supposedly worked with like dialect coaches for a really long time to get the voice right for this, I mean, she's failed on that.
And I really like Anna de Armas as an actress and like that, but she does have a twang to her voice.
She
has an accent.
Yeah.
and you can still hear the accent in this.
Which, do you know what?
Which is fine.
Isn't going to bother me.
But
it's the fact that they've come out and made such a big deal about how long she spent with dialect coaches to get the voice exactly right for Marilyn Monroe, and you listen to it and it's like, but it's not though.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
No.
Like, I'll happily watch.
I thought it was all in black and white. I was quite surprised it won't.
Yeah.
This comes out on Netflix while we're away, and me having to explain, watching an NC-17 rated over 2.5 hour long black and white film about Marilyn Monroe. You guys go in the pool, I'm all right in here, is gonna be the most Ian thing I have and my in-laws will ever experience.
I'm really looking forward to it because it's an Andrew Dominic 2 hour 40 minute Marilyn Monroe biopic that apparently contains very little dialogue.
Yeah.
And is a visual poem. And I'm a bit like, fuck it, go on then. Go on then. Because it's either going to be brilliant or just, I can see why Netflix went shit about this one.
Yep. I can't wait.
Yep. So,
what, September 20 something, isn't it?
I believe so. September 28th, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Sweet. So, cool. All right. That'll do for trailers.
Have any other ones?
Don't think so. We are back. Not Okay is directed by Quinn Shepherd and stars Zoe Deutsch, Dylan O'Brien, and Mia Isaac. Quinn Shepherd looks young. Fucking hell, 27. Good on her.
Yep.
Wow.
Whose daughter is she?
Nice. And her partner is that girl who played the one who exposes her in the film.
You laughing because he said exposes her?
No,
What?
I'm laughing because it's funny.
Okay, so fucking hell, is this like a debut film or?
No, she's been a couple, I think.
Okay, so she's been in quite a lot of stuff. Blame in 2017 she directed. It's the second film she's directed.
Yep.
Okay, but she's also in The Miseducation of Cameron Post, was she? Okay, and a few other things. Anyway, all right, fair enough. So Quinn Shepherd, and I said who it stars. So what are we saying is a misguided young woman who is desperate for friends and fame fakes a trip to Paris to update her social media presence. A terrifying incident takes place in the real world, which becomes a part of the imaginary trip and offers all she wants. Yeah, fair enough. So this is a film that, as I said at the start of the show, I basically watched because there wasn't really much else out. This weekend we've got Bullet Train and we've got They/Them. We've got Bullet Train. Did I already say that? Prey.
Yes.
Yeah. Prey, Bullet Train, They/Them, and Resurrection. All of them coming out the same weekend. Like They/Them and Resurrection, to be fair, I think VOD in the US. But busy week generally. Last weekend, fuck all. Nope was originally supposed to come out in the UK, but it didn't. It's coming out in a couple of weeks. So here we are, Not Okay, which is a film that made me feel old as dust, but also kind of slightly glad that I'm not as long for the earth as the people in the film. But I'm because youth looks horrible. I'm intrigued to see what you guys made of it. So, Bex, not okay. Were you okay?
It's weird as a parent of a Gen Z person, and Izzy's not really like this anymore. She went through a phase, and a lot of her peers are, and the desperation for attention and just the absolute disconnection between thinking what they do online is real versus it, like the impact it can have and stuff. They think it's like, they seem to view it as like a bit of a computer game kind of vibe.
Yeah, they are living avatars.
Yeah. So I actually found this fairly fascinating as a study on that. It's got its flaws, sure. She never really properly fully gets her comeuppance, but then again, that's real life. They'll get cancelled, they'll get doxxed, but nothing like real life happens to them. These people that lie online, and I think it does a good job of keeping her unsympathetic, because I think as someone of our age, where we don't really engage with, well, you fucking do like a weirdo, but we don't really engage with like TikTok and stuff like that, and we're not as involved in like the social media stuff as they are. It's not as important to us.
Well, no,
it's a peripheral.
But then again, we come from a generation that moved into it. It's always existed for these.
Yeah.
But
I think, as someone of our generation, if the character Rowan didn't exist in this, I think it would be easy for people of our age to go, well, she just put a fake picture up online and lied a bit. Is it really that bad? Yeah, it is, because she's lying to this girl that is fucking broken.
She's caught in grief.
Yes, yeah. And I think it does a good job from that point of view as well. I actually thought it was really good, a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. And Mark, as someone who engages with TikTok, I to be honest, the only reason why I've never dabbled in TikTok is genuinely, and I know this makes me sound like the oldest man on earth, but because of the implications of the Chinese government having my personal data. So that's where I put.
What I will say is they will already have it.
I mean, I'm sure they do, but I'm not.
They already have it.
I'm not. I don't know. It feels like such a fucking obvious tool. But anyway.
Just want to invite them in.
No, exactly. I'd rather they buy me dinner first. Mark, not okay.
The thing is, I think not okay is a. Well, for start, I'll say what I say about many films. Not okay is too long.
It is
for the
too
film.
Long,
it
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's too long. This film should have been 93 minutes, not 103 minutes. And people will go, well, that's only 10 minutes. Like you kind of do feel that 10 minutes can be crucial to throwing off the pacing of this movie, and it does have a bagginess to it.
Yeah.
In the middle, a little bit there. I think it's odd in the sense that I get what the film is trying to do, and I think it largely does it to a large extent. I think it gets over all of the, you don't like her. She doesn't come across. She comes across as desperate. What the film does is at the start, it makes you dislike her before it makes you feel sorry for her. And I don't mean makes you feel sorry for her when she starts getting just too far into the lie, before she even brings up the lie.
Yeah, and it's trying to make you feel sorry for being lonely and stuff. You already don't like her. Yeah.
And so you're already there going, yeah, but you're lonely because you're a dick.
Yeah.
Because you're desperate.
Yeah.
The problem I think that I have with the film, and I don't dislike the film, I actually was all right with it. 3.5 out of 5, just to give away that now. 7 out of 10. Is there's an element of it tries to have its cake and eat it.
Oh, holla! Yep.
Of the film, and that is the problem with it. Is it tries to point at itself as being part of the problem, but then you've got, and what I found it quite amusing was the fact that you said that the director's partner is the girl who gets her, and it's just it's if you were to literally explain that girl to me, and I'd not seen the film, the person I would imagine is that girl.
Okay.
And it is just, it just feels a little bit too much like when you get it feels a little bit too much like you've got this too down to a T that you aren't realizing that you're pointing a finger at yourself without actually acknowledging that you're pointing a finger at yourself in the same way.
And yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? I haven't been as conflicted about a final scene of a film as this in a long time. Because I think it is very, very powerful. Mia Isaac, I don't recall seeing her in anything before. She's really fucking good in this. She's terrific. And that poem that she does at the end, and the whole kind of like, you think this is about, paraphrasing obviously, but you think it's about a white girl. Why are there not anything on Hulu or Netflix about me? And it is like, oh shit, okay, yeah, that's very, very clever, and in the moment, very, very powerful. Also, yeah, but this film is about Zoe Deutsch. Okay, she walks off into blackness in the final shot, which is again fantastic final shot, final scene, final shot in isolation, brilliant. But this film was about her, about the white girl. You're calling it out at the end, but it's about the white girl. And like the thing at the start with the whole kind of like the trigger warning about the unlikable female protagonist, again, it feels both biting, but in all seriousness, folks, you're not going to like her. And it's just, I don't have its cake and eat it. It's perfect. I enjoyed this film. I liked it. I think Zoe Deutsch is great. I think Mia Isaac is fucking fantastic. I think the guy from the Orange Wednesdays adverts is sensational. Which
one's he?
Sorry?
Which one's he?
The dad.
Oh, he was that's fucking where I knew him from. I was looking at him going, where the fuck do I know this guy from? And I looked at his IMDb and couldn't find it. I was like, where do I know him from? That's fucking it. Yes. He's great.
He straight up looks like he's barely aged a day as well. I mean, it is fantastic. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing. It's like, I like those bits. Dylan O'Brien as the fucking weed blogger guy with that sex scene, that was great. The constituent parts of it are fucking fantastic. But I
loved Dylan O'Brien. I saw a little thing with him where he was talking about how he created the character, and he basically just went, honestly, I have that. It's not an amalgamation of different people I've met. He said it basically is. I know about 25 of this guy, and they're all exactly the fucking same. And he said, so basically I went, I'm just going to play that guy. He said, I could introduce you to 25 versions of that guy that I know.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, like all these parts of this film are great. And then at the end, you've got that bit. It's like, oh shit. But then if you actually think about it, do you know what would have been more interesting? If the film was actually about her then. Have her be the central character, and have Zoe Deutsch's character come into her life, and then the twist that is she faked the whole thing.
That's it. You almost get she both has zero growth within the movie, but then gets to acknowledge and say that she hasn't really learned anything.
Yeah.
But then you know, a little title card literally comes up to say that she has no arc.
Yeah.
Can't remember exactly what it says.
I don't get a redemption arc.
I don't get a redemption arc. But then she does, because she gets the growth of not making it about her and leaving the theatre.
But then it's almost like in that way, that shot is then, like you say, it is about her. She's realised that it's not about her. It's this weird fucking snake eating its own tail.
Yeah. But
it's interesting.
Yeah, the thing is, it is. But the thing is, of all of it, you kind of know she's going to be fine.
Oh yeah. She comes from a wealthy family. But people online will hate her forever, and her name will be.
They won't though.
But no. But I mean, she'll disappear. She'll be a nothing, which the character basically acknowledges is what she deserves to be.
Yeah.
You know, but then also it's like the happy place for her, because she's very much learnt that she doesn't want to be online.
Do you know what? Just before we move on, while I remember, one other thing I really liked about the final scene bit, the absolute kind of spiking of the insincere celebrity apologies that are just copy and pasted from notes. I enjoyed that. The fact that she couldn't just do a sincere apology. She had to have it written down and memorise it. She couldn't just be sincere in the moment and apologise.
That was quite nice. Yeah, she was in the notes. Yeah. And the fact that, I actually did like that. The fact that she sits down and while other people are doing stuff, she's not interested in that. She's just interested in literally just looking at her phone
and learning a line
and making sure that she's going to be okay. So, what is it? Yeah, that was quite. Yeah, that's a very good point. Actually, that's the thing. I'm interested to what Quinn Shepherd's going to do next.
Yeah.
Because for a sophomore effort, it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
it's just. I just don't think it. I just think that it's a little bit. I think the film wants to tell you you're not going to like this character. This character's a piece of shit. You're not going to like her. But actually, we kind of do like her though.
I didn't get that from it at all.
I did a little bit. Maybe it's just that Zoe Deutsch is just quite, nice.
She's very bubbly and likeable, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah. If this was Emma Roberts, I would believe it more.
Yeah, but you'd be horny as fuck all the way through it.
Fuck yeah.
But I mean, it's the fact that it's like, well, see, it was about the real victim the entire time. No, it wasn't. Because it wasn't about the real victim the entire time. Just because you've now got this thing going, well, hang on a second, think about it. No. She's not the main character of the film. Like and it just, that again, it's just a bit, it's clever in isolation, but then if I think about it extrapolated out against the whole film, it kind of falls apart. But at the same time, definitely not shit. I gave it 7 out of 10 as well. I think that last scene probably added a star for me. But I would not have said definitely not shit. It was in the touch and cough scale. It went up to definitely not shit, and I'm happy with that. And also, I am fucking terrified about the shit that Lots is going to be exposed to over the next 10 years, and I hope that we steer her straight.
Yeah, that's it. Social media is a shitstorm. Well, our audience poll for this. Time limit, not shit.
Our audience poll on the social media app Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
100% shit.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I don't think it's shit. I think it's I quite enjoyed it. Incidentally, what I will say is I think it's fair to say that the presumed audience for this movie would be people around about Isol's age.
Yeah, they would hate it.
Whereas I actually don't think that is the audience for it. I think the audience for it is people around our age.
That hate people their age.
That hate people their age. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isabel started watching it.
How did she?
Hasn't finished it, but I spoke about this morning. I asked and said, "Have you watched? Not okay?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'll say this. Dylan O'Brien looks hot as a douchebag, but he's still a douchebag. And as soon as she said yes, Queen, I went, nope, and turned it off." I was like, that's pretty early in it. And she was like, yeah. She went, so Dylan O'Brien's hot, but the fact that he was a douchebag didn't make me want to watch all of it. Yeah, just yes, Queen made me go, nope, gone. I will pick it up later, but
yeah,
didn't have time for it at that moment.
No.
CS3P Combat. Player 1, choose your character.
Tired of film and television podcasts where the hosts exist in a blissful state of agreement?
Instructor. Player 2, choose your character.
Well, you're in luck.
Punter. Round 1, fight!
Allow me to introduce you to the Chinstroker vs Punter podcast, featuring two film and television fans from Birmingham, England, who enjoy their media in very different ways.
But anyway, that brings us to the end of the plot of Blue Velvet.
The plot. I mean, the main characters are two of the dullest main characters I have ever encountered in any film.
So join us as we catch up on what we've been watching from our own very different perspectives.
Double KO. Round 2. Fight!
You can find us at csvsp.libsyn.com, also on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, all the places that podcasts can be found.
Just really
It's not visually striking.
No.
Just getting confirmation.
It's just in that's the third time though. I mean, is this on?
So, that's not okay. And we are on to what we've been watching. What have we got, guys?
Well, what did we watch on Sunday? What have you watched? Have you watched anything solo, Becky? Because I've not this week.
No, I did a bit more of Thor, but I haven't finished it yet. It is a fucking slog, is Thor.
The first?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not even that long, the first Thor.
I know.
How many hits you taken it so far?
I've done 3 so far, and I've still not got to the end of it.
And is that just because you've been getting bored of it? It's less than 2 hours.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I think it's the shortest Thor movie.
I think I was watching it and then I was like, do you know what I could be doing right now? I could be being a stray cat.
Oh shit, are you playing Stray?
Yeah.
We'll talk about Stray instead then.
Stray's fucking great. One atmospheric game. It's the thing is, as a cat person.
You didn't believe this is a real game,
No, I didn't at first, no. So Thor, I've got 29 minutes remaining. That's what I was checking it, and then I've had 3 goes at it.
Don't care. Right.
So are you playing it as well, or are you mulling it over?
No, I just want to hear you talk about it.
So essentially you play a cat, which I was already all in. Oh my god, I died at one point. I nearly cried. So much more invested in this cat's journey than any human characters I've ever played before. So you're this little ginger dude, and you live in the outside world as a stray cat with your like brother and sister cats, I'm guessing. And you just like bibble around, chasing butterflies, meowing. You can meow. You can make yourself meow. And like jumping on pipes and stuff. But one day, right, you're out and about, and all your brothers and sisters, they jump on the pipe and they run across and they get onto the other side. But when you're on the pipe, it starts moving and then it falls into this like big hole. Right, and then so you have a bit of an explore and you find a way sort of out of the like cavern thing you're in, and then you're in this like underground city, this deserted underground city. It's deserted by like all the humans, but there's like robot guys there, and some of them will talk to you and some of them won't, and you have to get information of them to try and find your way back to the outside world. And there's like these weird little robot like parasitic things that like if they glom onto you, they just like suck out all your energy. But you see them glomming onto the robots as well, so I don't know whether they just like extract energy from something. I've not got far enough to understand what they are really yet.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm searching for a real nerd that can understand this binary code.
Cool.
Yeah, it's great. It's honestly really, really good. And it looks for a game that's like, I mean, it's not going to have like super widespread appeal. I can't imagine. But like the actual quality of the graphics and everything is bonkers.
It does look good. Yeah.
It is really good. If you fancy having a wander around being a cat for a while, I would strongly recommend it.
Nice.
So what did we watch on Sunday, Rebecca?
So Mark, what's that film that like it's like a French action film? We watched it years ago, and it's not like we've looked through it before, and it's not on anything. But I really liked it. What is it? Oh fuck! I know this. You mean the Largo Winch movies? Yes, I want to watch them.
Yeah.
So we did.
What?
So we watched Largo Winch.
What's Largo Winch?
Right. What is Largo Winch? I will do the IMDb thing for Largo Winch. These are French, Belgian movies, I believe, directed by Jérôme Salé and starring. And the first one has got Thomas Sisley is Largo Winch in it, and it has Kristen Scott Thomas in it. So the story of Largo Winch is that I mean, Alexander Desplat does the scores for these as well. A powerful billionaire is murdered. His secret adoptive son must race to prove his legitimacy, find his father's killers, and stop them from taking over his financial empire. So basically,
You forgot to say that Benedict Wong's in it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ooh. Is it?
Yeah, he's the Japanese guy on the board.
Lynch Margot.
Is it? Well, Benedict Wong, but it is Benedict Wong.
It is fucking Benedict Wong.
Hell. So essentially, Largo Winch is like this. He is adopted by this industrial multi-conglomerate billionaire.
Yeah, just to be an heir.
But he doesn't tell anybody that he's got his heir. So when he's killed,
so that he's safe.
Yeah. It's like, well, actually, this Swiss lawyer comes out and goes, well, actually.
Actually, guys.
There's an heir.
Because if they don't appoint a head by X o'clock, then it's open to, like, corporate takeover.
Yeah, and there's a shady Russian Belarusian trying to...
No, this doesn't exist. You're playing a joke on me.
Right. So this is the first one, but it's almost like this weird kind of like, it's got like
it's half like wanting to be a Bond movie, but then half all about like just really dry corporate shit.
Yeah. About corporate takeovers.
Yeah.
That sounds extremely my shit.
It's a lot of, the thing is, it's weirdly. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But in this really odd way, in the fact that it's also all majority of it's in French, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which makes no sense because none of it is set in France.
None of it's set in France. No.
What did you watch this on?
French. Huh?
What did you watch this on?
Markflix.
So what? There were parts of it that didn't have subtitles.
No, you can get subtitles on that. I'll send you it.
I kind of want it.
Yeah. So we watched that, didn't we? And it's good, Largo Winch, isn't it? It's also called The Heir Apparent. And then
There's
watched
a sequel.
The Burma Conspiracy. The sequel.
Yeah, the sequel. 2. Fuck.
That's got Sharon Stone in it.
It's a lot cooler, this film, isn't it? Like, Largo's cooler.
Yeah.
It's got Sharon Stone in it. The action's a bit ramped up. Like, it's clearly gone, fuck, we were not expecting that to be as successful as that. But let's make a sequel.
Let's do a sequel.
Let's polish it.
And let's polish it up a little bit. Let's get Sharon Stone in it. And let's have the sequel be literally about, quite literally, a conspiracy in Burma where Largo has decided to sell the business and turn it into a humanitarian.
Give all the profits to a humanitarian foundation that he's setting up.
Yeah.
With his dad's best friend from when he was alive.
Yes.
Yeah. His only friend.
Yeah.
Because he's a bad businessman who doesn't form good personal relationships.
Yes. So he ends up trying to do this, but then there becomes this accusations that his father was involved in like these atrocities and these genocides.
Well, they find this like slush account, don't they, basically, which has funded atrocities, yeah, essentially the wiping out of a race of people in Burma.
In Burma, yeah. And what would you have it? Largo at the time
was in Burma. I can't say too much about this.
Can't say too much because it is
it's so fucking twisty, is this one?
It is very twisty and also very actiony. But it's good fun. You know, they clearly don't take themselves too seriously, but are presented as absolutely fucking poker serious.
Yeah. I just want more of these.
Yeah.
I want them to make more of these, like a whole series.
And Thomas Sisley is very good at playing a, dashing guy. You believe it.
Despite the fact that he's got really crazy hair.
He has crazy hair, but it works. I mean, fucking hell, in the first one, the head bad guy in the first one, that's one of the guys that's chasing him down, is played by Stephen Waddington.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that, sorry?
Stephen Waddington is an actor from Leeds.
All right, okay. Yeah, I mean, I suppose his name's Stephen Waddington. Of course he's from Leeds.
Yeah. If you look him up, you'll be like, that guy.
That was some real...
Oh, shit. Sorry, it was what?
Some real loud, powerful typing.
I mean, it is like literally, the mic's literally a couple of inches away from... He played the Scotsman in Uncharted.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
It's that guy. Yeah. He's good in it. He's good at what he does. But yeah, the Largo Winch movies are good fun. Track them down if you can.
Yeah.
Banging.
And we also watched The Last Stand.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
got far enough away from our last watch of it to persuade you to rewatch it again, didn't we?
Yeah, because you love this movie, don't you?
I absolutely fucking adore this movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love Grizzly Old Army just being a fucking badass.
Yeah, The Last Stand is probably when Arnie came back. I think
finished being the governor.
Yeah, has come back. I think there's an argument to state that there's a possibility that The Last Stand might be the best movie he's made since he's come back.
I would stand by that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's been some not great ones and there's been some good ones, but I legitimately think that The Last Stand might be upper tier Schwarzenegger, that people just aren't quite prepared to admit that it's upper tier Schwarzenegger.
That's a fucking banger.
And you've also got in there Johnny Knoxville being quite fun, Louise Guzman being Louise Guzman.
Yeah.
Peter Stormare playing the most Peter Stormare of characters.
Yeah.
It's a good fucking fun film.
Fucking A.
Yeah. But that's it. That's all we watched this week.
How long do I have to wait until we can watch it again?
A couple of years.
Okay. I might just watch it on my own.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
might watch it this weekend while you're away.
Yeah, you can watch it as many times as you want.
It's not the same.
All right, so I've only got a couple. I will just say, as like game tangent, Donna and I started watching Only Murders in the Building, the Steve Martin short, Selena Gomez murder mystery you never knew you wanted.
You watched the first series, that haven't you, Bex?
I've watched some of the second as well. Whereabouts are you?
End of episode 5. So it was the episode after they accused the musician of murder.
Yeah.
Fucking extremely my speed. I will say as well, the way Selena Gomez is saying her lines is quite fetching. I'm enjoying that vibe. So yeah, it's great. Steve Martin and Martin Short, just their relationship together, their chemistry together is so fucking good. And Gomez really works with them as well. Really impressed with it so far. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching more of that. But in terms of films, I caught up with it was $1.99 to rent on iTunes last week, so I caught up with The 355. Yeah, so originally supposed to come out in cinemas January 2021, was delayed a full year because of COVID, and then basically came out and just like it was like an ill dog that just jumped up on your bed and then just shit all over the place in terms of box office.
It came out with all the whiz and bang of a wet fart.
Yeah, and I remember reading Deadline when this was being sold around, and it was just like hot script, Simon Kinberg gonna write and direct with Jessica Chastain and a bunch of women kicking ass. And it's like, yeah, the way this film would have worked would have been if any of the actresses in the 355 were the lead apart from Jessica Chastain, or at least that character. So Jessica Chastain plays agent of the CIA who's after a MacGuffin which can basically disrupt computer systems fucking anywhere it's like directed to. And early on, she is with Sebastian Stan, who plays a fellow agent, and he's killed off. And then she teams up with. So Diane Kruger plays a member of German intelligence who is also after this MacGuffin. So originally they're fighting against each other. Penelope Cruz is a psychiatrist who has been employed to evaluate a guy who is looking to sell the MacGuffin. So that's how she comes into it. And
I really hope she's wearing glasses in it.
I think she might while she's psychoanalyzing the guy.
Yes, of course she is.
yeah, I think she is actually. And Lupita Nyong'o is playing like an MI6 agent who helps Jessica Chastain. So they all come together to defeat a common enemy. All the other characters have far more life, and I want to see them succeed than Jessica Chastain's. And it's she kicks ass, but she kind of finds it hard to get on with other people. But she's a bit messed up and she's a bit kooky, and I'd rather spend time with any of the others. The action is fine. It's about 2 hours long. It's probably 20 minutes too long. It's just Simon Kinberg fucking taking it, revealing his naked body under his dressing gown and just going, "What do you think?" And me going, "Nah, mate, you're all right." That's the 355. It's
so don't rush to it then.
No, I mean there is nothing. Is it a recommend? I don't know. Maybe. God, what did my fucking Letterboxd say? Like, I feel like I gave it a higher rating on Letterboxd than I should have. No, I gave it a 3. Right.
The thing is, right. What always baffles me, I'm just gonna list the movies, right, that Simon Kinberg has written.
Yeah.
Right? Triple X State of the Union, that's the sequel, the bad sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, a horribly aged movie, and it was only made like 17 years ago.
Yeah.
X-Men Last Stand, I like that, but everybody else in the world hates it. Jumper.
Oh,
Sherlock
God.
Holmes, This Means War, the Fantastic Four movie, the 2015 one, X-Men Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix, and then this. I mean, it's hardly a barrage of hits, is it? It's a hit, isn't it?
But this is the thing.
Maybe.
He's got his own production company. He's now directed 2 films. And it just like, what? How? Why? Like, the thing is, it's fine when it's on. It's fine. And then it ends, and it's just like, I've got no fucking interest in watching any of that ever again. But it's not.
Is it just a? I don't get why.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's Huel, that product that's like, it gives you all the nutrients, and there's like no joy to it.
Yeah.
That's for the 355. It's Huel. It absolutely will sustain you for a couple of hours, but my God, it's paste. There you go, 355. Also, I caught up with. I haven't seen this since the cinema, and I've had it on iTunes for ages. But with Prey coming out this weekend, I took another look at 10 Cloverfield Lane. And this film, it is pretty fucking funny how literally, if you took out one shot, it wouldn't have. I mean, I suppose there's a couple of Easter eggs, but the shot of a signpost saying 10 Cloverfield Lane, it didn't have to be a Cloverfield film. I can't remember what the background was about whether
it was already made and then made it into a Cloverfield film.
Yeah, okay.
It was already made as a completely different film.
Yeah, and I mean, absolutely, you can see that, but as its own film, I think it's pretty fucking good. And I forgot how pretty fucking good I thought it was. My big complaint is the score. I think that Bear McCreary's score is too all over it, and sometimes it just needs to chill. But the hour and a half of just like intense paranoid, what the fuck is actually going on? Is this shit real? Is John Goodman telling the truth or not? And then it builds, and then the last 15-20 minutes are Mary Elizabeth Winstead versus aliens. It's great. It absolutely feels like the same film, despite it being 2 very different things. But the way that it builds up her character to then be able to be the character who you see in the last 15-20 minutes is fucking fantastic. It is brilliant. And John Goodman is so perfectly cast in that he can be at one moment lovable old man John Goodman who you want to hear talk about his life, and then just Captain Sinister. And the way he's able to play both of those in this film is great. So I was already up for Prey because of the reviews and how like just watching the Predator films, and actually I'll talk about it next week on the show in a bit, but I'm really looking forward to Prey, and especially after I remembered how good 10 Cloverfield Lane is. Really good film. And that's me. So that'll do it. Bloody hell. Sometimes we bomb like way past 9 o'clock, and sometimes it's just like it's 8:30 and we're done. It's weird how this show works, but that's fine. That's fine. So next week, Becky is unfortunately not joining us because she's gonna have fun and do other things. But Bastards on tour. We're going back to Knowles. So last year we recorded. I can't say I remember any of it. And I look to continue that tradition as we talk Bullet Train, we talk Prey, and we talk the entire Predator franchise, I think is the aim. Sorry, Lottie wants something a second. What's up?
I wanted to tell you something.
What do you want? What's up? Go on, you don't have to whisper.
Oh, it's about when we go to America.
About when we go to America, yeah?
The arcades are really cheap.
Sorry?
The arcades are really cheap.
The arcades are really cheap.
Yeah.
Cool.
£9 for
Yeah.
30 minutes of free stuff.
Wow. Okay, that sounds great. That sounds great. You show me in a bit, okay?
Okay.
All right, cool.
And Mummy just locked it up.
Sorry?
And Mummy just locked it out.
Oh, okay. All right, that sounds good. All right, lovely. All right. I'm probably not going to edit that out. Sorry. So, yeah, we're going to be talking the entire Predator franchise, I believe. That's right, isn't it, Mark?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's going to be a good one. I mean, Noel hasn't been on the show for a year, so he's going to have an awful lot of what we watched.
Yeah, he fucking is.
And,
jeez.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm very excited for Bullet Train. I'm very excited for Prey. I'm excited to see you guys. Becky, I will see you again one day. And yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think I'm coming to York for when Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 comes out. Are you guys coming to Cardiff in November? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Oh, shit.
That's the plan.
Buckle the fuck up. Buckle the fuck up. Right, so that'll do it for this week. Thank you ever so much for listening.
Do you have questions?
Oh, fuck me. I knew I was missing something. Jesus.
We do have questions. I forgot to ask a question this week because I'm a terrible human. But I do have a couple of questions. I'll find them. Ethan M. Barr, are there any films that you wish had never been released, aka got the Batgirl treatment?
Grown Ups.
That's the movie. I think it's kind of mean wishing that on them, though, isn't it? Because it's like I can just not watch them. But yeah, disaster movie.
It's meant to be fuck those guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any that spring to mind.
Nothing that makes you really angry that
No.
it exists.
No.
Okay.
I think any films that make me that angry, I could say something like The Babadook. But, you know, fuck it. People are allowed to be wrong.
That's it. Like, if a movie's brought other people satisfaction, then who am I to, like, say it should never have been released, apart from, obviously, disaster movie.
Can I put out Infinity War?
No.
Not because I don't like it or anything like that, but can you imagine how fucking much Endgame would just not make sense?
Oh, that would be amazing.
The amount of people would be like, what the fuck? There's like a whole movie missing here. And I'm just like going,
But would you have seen it?
twirling a moustache.
You wouldn't have seen it either.
No, I will have.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Can you imagine that YouTube video that I put out? So this is what happened, guys.
Yeah.
How can this prick saw it? It's like that Wu-Tang album that only Bill Murray's listened to.
You know.
Dylan Black Lantern, which film has your partner been most visually disappointed by you actually liking?
Reanimator. Thought she was gonna dump me.
Was that fairly early in the relationship as well?
Relatively so.
Try to think of what I've got for you. I think it's a movie that you love that I fucking hate.
I don't think there is.
No.
I have quite good taste.
I don't hate a lot either as well.
I'm trying to remember which one it was we watched, and I just kept looking at you like, you fucking serious? You're enjoying this? You fucking weirdo. I can't remember what it was.
There's a few probably.
Yeah, and that's the problem. I think it's not the standout thing, is it?
No, there's quite a few. You were like that with Beavis and Butthead.
Oh God, yeah.
Do America.
Jackass as well.
Jackass.
The new one. I don't mind the older ones, but you showed me some clips, didn't you, of the new one?
He was fucking great.
You were in fucking
It's probably my top
stitches.
10 of the year.
That's so depressing. Yeah. Yeah, so not the most disappointed, but let's just go with the most recent.
Fucking hell. I think was it Tommy Boy? The Chris Farley movie.
You have awful taste.
Let's have a look. Ricky, what are your favourite movie cameos?
Can I take all of the time Stephen King shows up in his movies?
Yes.
I love it when he just pops up and he's like a pizza delivery guy or something.
I had one earlier and I've forgotten it. Oh, that's really annoying. I had one earlier that was like, this is it.
I'm
My mind's gone blank.
Sam Raimi's various cameos are good. There's a great one in John Carpenter's Body Bags.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, there is some good Sam Raimi ones out there. Oh, fuck. I cannot remember the one I had earlier. I should write these things down.
You should.
Yeah.
Pearls of wisdom.
Yeah.
Lost to the ether.
Mm.
Have you got backup?
No,
Oh.
because that was it. That was the one I'd won.
You'd won it.
I'd won cameos. I'd won the cameos, and I forgot.
Oh, dear me.
I will think back, and I will report back. I will shout it out randomly on next week's show.
Yeah.
The answer will be a cameo. What can we next week? You want to do this, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, already done that. My Warner Brothers Discovery investment has lost 0.71% of its value since we started recording.
Oh, wow.
Let's try and check.
Don't worry, darling. It'll go back up.
Don't worry, darling.
That was so bad. You are so bad.
I quite enjoyed it. Right. All right then, guys.
You shouldn't get all shook up because Elvis comes out on VOD next week.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
Fuck
it's
me.
£20 to buy on iTunes next week.
I don't care. I want it.
All right, fine.
But I mean, to be fair, it is to buy though. So I mean, that's something.
Yeah, but they could take it away at any time. That's what really annoys me about buying.
I thought you wanted to buy the 4K disc.
Yeah, that as well, but that won't come out till like Christmas.
It'll come out before Christmas. Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. See, it's got a date.
We're not running long. Let's have a look.
There's a 4K steelbook.
There is a 4K steelbook. Apparently, it has no release date yet.
I mean, you probably. When did it come out? Like, it was towards the end of May. Or was it June? It was June.
Yeah, June. So it's a couple months ago now. Yeah.
You're probably looking at like towards the start of September.
I'd say so. Yeah.
I might just wait for that then.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. There we are. Thank you very much for listening, folks, and we will be back next week with Bastards on Tour. Thank you very much, Becky.
Oh, thanks, Ian.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you very much, Ian.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. Listeners, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.